Hey sports fans, welcome back to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you really like it, hit that subscribe. I wanted to give you my foolish reaction to Michigan making the NCAA tournament. And just speaking as a fan, I thought their resume was pretty good, but when you only go 17 wins, 14 losses, and as a fan, you have that crushing loss, blowing a 17-point lead versus Indiana. I could have easily seen, don't get me wrong, I could have easily seen Michigan going the NIT route, right? They have some quality wins and they have some poor losses. They really do. And this team is just, like I've said in other videos, Jekyll and Hyde, man. You just don't know what team you're going to get. But the selection committee deemed Michigan either good enough, maybe, or two, they attract enough eyeballs to put into the field. You could say possibly even last year, I think Michigan State was 15-12 and played in the play-on game. And I think I could easily see Michigan, even if they make the tournament, go to the play-on game. But they even past that, they get to skip the play-on games altogether. So, I think this was a way of the committee to signify a reward for the Big Ten, perhaps reward for the Big Ten fandom, that, Big Ten fans travel very well. We see that all the time in bowl games and such too. So it's money, man. This thing is all about money. And, all the venues that sell tickets, that's all bonus money to the TV money the NCAA tournament brings in. So Michigan going to be playing Colorado State. They finished second in the Mountain West Conference. And for a little comparison's sake, one team they do play in there is San Diego State. They went 1-2 versus San Diego State. The first game they lost by 30 points, 79-49. Obviously, I have not done a deep dive. I don't know if some of their stars were injured or coming off of COVID, rest or something like that. I don't know that. Their second game they won 58-57, and then they lost. I believe it was in the Mountain West tournament. Again, that was a closer game, like a 5-point game. So for a little comparison's sake, that's the only thing we're really going to get. Is San Diego State, and Michigan beat San Diego State early in the season, which turned out probably to be one of their better wins of the year. As I remember seeing, Michigan's strength of schedule for out-of-conference was number 26 in the country. Obviously, San Diego State certainly helped in that regard. If you look at Colorado State, they definitely have some guards that are scary, and that's what really concerns me, because Frankie Collins, Eli Brooks, and Devontae Jones are not known for their tremendous defense, right? If anything, those guards are short, and they're not that great. I know Eli Brooks is nicknamed the Professor, but his defense has not really been that great this year. Devontae Jones is not known for his defense, and I don't know how much Frankie Collins really is, if he's really good at defense or not. He doesn't play much, so what I do see of him doesn't really, woo, he's great. So definitely in tournament time, your best players are usually your guards, and that's what really scares me about Colorado State. They have their point leader, Roddy. He is almost 20 points per game, 19 points per game, and according to the ESPN stats I quick looked up, he's shooting 46% from threes. 46%. So that's going to be really important to force him off the three-point line, right? Force him to cut in, and hopefully the size of Diabate and Dickinson will maybe make him try to do some floaters that won't go so well. He's their top scorer. The second scorer is another guard, Stevens, who averages 15 points per game. So your two highest scorers are guards. And what's Michigan struggle with the most? Pretty much guards. If you think about games where Michigan's really blown or played poor at stretches, it's like where a guard just takes over and basically becomes unstoppable. Minnesota game, Rutgers game. It goes on and on, right? It's just like a guy gets hot and Michigan cannot check them at all. So that's very concerning to me. One advantage Michigan might have is that Colorado State, again, according to ESPN, gives up 51% defense inside the arc. So I think if you're inside the arc, you're shooting half your field goals. You're making over half your field goals. I think that's what that stat means. And their size is okay, but not tremendous. They have a 6'11 guy and a 6'10 guy. Remember, Hunter Dickinson is 7'3". So, there at least he has a 4-inch advantage. So, Michigan could probably take advantage of that, but will they? That's the thing, right? Because Michigan was able to take advantage of that against Indiana, and then it would completely dried up, right? So I would definitely see Colorado State fronting him and keeping the ball away from Hunter, because Hunter is the lifeblood primarily of Michigan's offense. I know they played well against Ohio State without Dickinson, but if you're going to ask me, do we want Dickinson out there or not, I'm definitely going to say Dickinson. I know Diabate is really good, especially in the offensive glass. I wonder what it would be like if you would have Brandon Johns, or not Brandon Johns, but play like Houston at the 4 and put Williams at the 3, and then have Diabate as your first sub off the bench. I don't know how that would go. I'm just wondering, because when you have Diabate and Hunter in there, at times it gets really congested around the lane, and that's always an issue. But you know what solves that issue? If guys hit their three-pointers. If Houston and Brooks and Jones can hit some threes, that makes it so people can't double team so much on Hunter, and that really opens things up. So, overall, Colorado State seems like a winnable game. I mean, it depends what team comes out, right? Michigan, I'm talking about. Because Michigan is a really good team, and then they're a really bad team. So let's just, for the sake of it, let's say Michigan pulls off this game. They're playing at Indianapolis, and so you're probably going to have more fans in Indy from Michigan. And Michigan's a big name, and big names draw fans and make money, NCAA, that's probably a big factor why Michigan went too. But Indianapolis close. Colorado State, how many fans are going to come from Colorado? It'll be interesting, because maybe they don't go to the tournament all the time. Maybe, I don't know. Will they travel is the question. Definitely, I think you'll have more Michigan fans than Colorado State fans in Indianapolis. So, just looking ahead, if Michigan can somehow beat Colorado State, they're most likely going to be playing Tennessee, which will have a huge contingent of fans there too, because Tennessee's not very far away from Indianapolis either. So, you just got to go through Kentucky a little bit, right? And you're there. So, Tennessee's tough. Tennessee's going to be difficult if Michigan can get there. I don't want to look past Colorado State, because, like I said, those two guards are going to be terribly scary to me, as how can Michigan defend them? I don't think it's going to go very well. But Michigan's going to have to stop them in some way. The team averages over 70 points per game. And those two guys, again, are almost 35. Almost half of the points come from those two guys. So, outside of that, they have balance. Like, no one else is really hits 10, I think, but they just have a lot of balance. It's tournament time. See what happens. All I gotta say is I'm so happy that Michigan made it into the tournament instead of playing in the NIT. So, if you guys have any thoughts, please put them in the box below. I hear my kids saying "Daddy," so I gotta go. Hey, thanks again for watching. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe, and I'll try to do some more videos this week breaking down some the brackets, give you my foolish thoughts. As always, thanks for watching, and until I see you guys next time, go Blue!